Welcome to a brief overview of how school grades are calculated. Shown here are tables of the numbers of A's, B's, C's, D's, and F's, or school grades over time for different building levels. School grades, the A to F scale, started in 1999. Things to remember when looking at state grades. First of all, accountability rules change, and they change often. Standards can change, and therefore the test can change. For example, recently in 2014-15, only performance could be included in grade calculations because it was the first administration of the new Florida Standards Assessment. Therefore, be mindful when looking at school letter grades and go a step further and look at what made up the grade. Going that next step includes understanding that not every grade is necessarily equal. The basic components of a school's grade include performance and growth. As shown here, 700 points are awarded to all elementary, middle, and high school building levels for gains in English language arts and mathematics, and for achievement also in science, English language arts, and mathematics. Middle and high schools earn up to an additional 200 points in social studies, which would include civics or U.S. history, and for accelerated coursework. High schools can also earn an additional 100 points for percent of students who graduate. Along with the basic categories for earnable points, there are rules for how students count within the model. English language learners, or ELLs, count in the model after they have been in the country for more than 1 year. ELLs who have been in the country for greater than 1 year but less than 2 years only count in gain calculations. This can be from the Access for ELLs assessment by WIDA to FSA ELA, or it could be from FSA to FSA. ELLs who have been in the country greater than 2 years count for gains and achievement in both English language arts and mathematics. Generally, gains are calculated for full year students with prior and current year scores. For bottom quartile gains, similar to overall gains, students need prior and current year scores, but to be included in the bottom quartile calculations, the prior year scale scores are ranked, and the bottom 25% of students' scores by grade by subject for ELA and mathematics are included as students in that subgroup of the data set. Students can be at any level and be included in a bottom quartile. To be counted in achievement components, students have to be full year and in the country greater than 2 years. For achievement components, students taking an alternate or traditional assessment in ELA, math, science, or social studies can be included if they are full year and ELL greater than 2 years in the country. As shown here, beyond elementary school, math, science, and social studies can and are potentially course specific. The Florida Department of Education planned a trajectory of growth to ensure the highest need students who make state-defined gain within 5 years will be on track to meet the graduation benchmark. Obviously, this is taking into account students in elementary school and specifically at 3rd grade who score a level 1 within 5 years will become a level 3 and therefore will meet that graduation target of earning a 3 or higher on the reading or ELA assessment. For a student to earn or meet the state required growth to be counted as a gain in the school grade model, they can do one of the following. They can go up a level, a 1 to a level 2, a 2 to a 3, and so on. Students who are already at a level 5, since they can't go up another level, they just need to maintain that high performance and stay at a level 5. The scale score does not need to go up, they just need to maintain level 5. For students at levels 3 and 4, they need to not only maintain that level of performance, but they also need to go up at least 1 scale score point to show that they are moving up. As shown on the table on this slide, at levels 1 and 2, students would go from one subcategory to the next. Therefore, a low level 1 needs to go to a middle level 1 range, and so forth to show growth. This growth model is specific to FSA. The alternate assessment growth model has not yet been established. Things to remember when reviewing school grade data. First, more than 1 year of data should be reviewed. When reviewing the data, what do you initially notice? Are there percentages of students reaching a 3 or higher going up? Are more students showing growth? Or are the percentages flat or declining? If you notice a change, either up or down, was there something significant happening at the school to account for the change? Gains, not achievement, should be the focal point. All students are required and expected to make growth. So are they? Our highest academic need students will not get to a level 3 overnight. The state gives 5 years for our level 1 students to get to level 3. We need to ensure our students are meeting this challenge. Also, know who your highest achieving students are. What are you doing to support their continued growth? These students need enrichment, not tricks for testing. Many of the strategies provided for students are not meant for 4 and 5 students. They do more harm than good. They should cold read the test and answer items. Our highest achieving students sometimes may want to find an easy way to finish testing quickly. This test is too rigorous to maintain that level of performance by using strategies for struggling readers to find correct write there answers. To maintain a level 4 or 5, the student must engage completely with the content and think beyond the write there answers. The biggest problem they face is not reading the directions and therefore not answering the items correctly. For example, multiple select items are simply not 100% complete, so the students miss the item entirely. The biggest help for our students at this point is to understand test vocabulary. Many times they do not get the item correct because they simply do not understand the question. Thank you for viewing this brief overview of school grades. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact us at 813-272-4341.